I am taking a vacation. I'm taking a vacation from my problems. Little movie with Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray called What About Bob? It's a great movie. Taking a vacation from my problems. What, are you going to keep Fire Island all to yourself? I'm baby stepping. I'm doing the work. I'm not a slacker. Taking a vacation from Elden Ring, from my problems in Elden Ring. And the problems in Elden Ring are not as serious as problems that happen to people in real life. In fact, they're not problems at all, because it's a video game, and it's just goofy fun. But the last video I put up, people seem to like it, so here's some more. Here's some more Dark Souls 3 invasions in 2024. The little Elden Ring vacation is going quite well, I would say. I'm having a blast with Dark Souls 3 invasions. It's the build is it's a little Farron Exile guy. We're using sorceries. We're using dark sorceries because we're dark, because we're edgy. We're an edgy guy. We're a dark edgy guy. Because the Farron Abyss Watchers used sorceries, but they used like specific kinds of sorceries. And this is just this guy got kicked out. He got fired. You know, that's his dark edgy backstory. His bosses called him in and they said, "Hey, you know, we tried to make it work. It's just not working. The budget got cut. You know, we just can't justify to the board having you around anymore." And so now he's doing invasions to try and make up for the fact he's trying to make ends meet. You know, he's just trying to make ends meet. Look at this high IQ play that we're doing right here. 32 intelligence, 0 IQ. Just walk straight into the greatsword. Do it again. Do it twice. Why not? Give him a little kick. Look at that. Dark Souls 3 fall damage. I love that in this game you can die from falling off of a ledge that's like 2 feet high. Like, that's honestly, I think, something that I kind of miss in that Elden Ring, you know? You can just fall like 30 feet and be fine. This guy didn't want the smoke. Check this out. We do a little bow. He does a little wave. And then he's just like, you know what? I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing to protect my peace. That's what he said. Anyways, What About Bob? Great movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Bill Murray plays a hypochondriac. He's got like OCD. Richard Dreyfuss is his therapist. He just wrote a book called Baby Steps. You know, Bob, there's a groundbreaking new book out. And he looks over. He's like, where is it? He's got a shelf full of them. He's got like 30 copies on his shelf. It's called Baby Steps. You know, I'm doing the work. I'm doing the baby steps. But his therapist, Richard Dreyfuss, goes on vacation, and Bob follows him, and he just like torments him and his family. but he's like a normal guy. You know, he's like actually pretty normal, and Richard Dreyfuss's character becomes just increasingly neurotic and insane, and he starts trying to kill Bob because he's ruining his vacation. Just like I ruined this guy's vacation. High King Kazuma, he's trying to take a little vacation to the Farron Woods, and I followed him. I said, "What, you're going to keep Fire Island all to yourself?" Anyways, I watched that movie a bunch when I was growing up. It's great. It's fantastic. You know, it's Bill Murray. You can't go wrong. These invasions have just further kind of cemented in my mind. I don't know if a lot of people were saying like Dark Souls 3 has the best PvP out of all the Souls games, and I haven't played nearly enough to form my own opinion on that. But I definitely like it, and it's definitely different. And if you have a copy of Dark Souls 3, you should give it a try. It's a lot more populated than I thought it was going to be. Like, I have had no problem whatsoever finding invasions in this game. Because I thought, Dark Souls 3 comes out in 2016, right? And it is the year of our Lord 2024. This is an 8-year-old game. We're going to be coming up on the 10th anniversary of Dark Souls 3 in just a couple of years, which is kind of wild to me. And I thought there was going to be nobody playing, especially because the DLC for Elden Ring just dropped. Everybody's on Elden Ring. She's the it girl. She's Jenny from the block. Everybody wants to be a part of it. But I don't know, I've not had any problems finding invasions. It's been like back-to-back, wall-to-wall invasions, and lots of opportunities for me to just fish for parries with people. Just run around, fish for parries. We're using the short sword, which is like objectively a worse choice than like the Lothric Knight straight sword. They both have a 110 critical modifier. They both basically have the same moveset. The short sword is just shorter. It just has less reach and less range, and I whiff all the time with it. But I picked it up and I thought it looked cool, and so that's what we're doing. But yeah, there's still tons of people playing Dark Souls 3. There's tons of people doing like solo runs. They're embered. You can just go ahead and invade them. A lot of people doing co-op. I even ran into a gank squad. There's even people out there just clearing out the level of all the enemies and just hanging out waiting for invaders. But it's amazing how your opinion on gank squads changes when you're not running into one every other invasion, or like, 50 invasions in a row of just 3 people in a dead level just trying to get you into a corner and stomp you. This was like, I found one gank squad playing for like an hour and a half, and it was the same guys, and we were in Irithyll. Get over here, little Estus punish, little Dark Souls 1 Estus punish. Look at me, I'll do it again. You think I won't do it again? There was just one of them, and you know what? It was actually, honestly, kind of fun. Trying to fight him, trying to maneuver around the arena. But it's definitely more variety than you get with Dark Souls 1, or Dark Souls 1. What am I even talking about? With Elden Ring. Elden Ring 1. We're going to get Elden Ring 2. We're going to get Elden Ring 3. We're going to get Elden Ring Bloodborne Edition. Elden Ring Forever. But yeah, there's more interactions. I have to issue an apology, by the way, a retraction for a journalistic error on my part. If you watched my review of Shadow of the Erd Tree, I had a whole section on performance and some performance issues that I ran into, and there's footage of like the performance issues happening. I'm still not exactly sure what caused that, but I'm sure now that it wasn't the DLC, because I did a factory reset of my PS5 and it went away. So I don't know if it was some weird interaction with a firmware update and the DLC, or just the hardware in my console, but go ahead and erase that from your mind, right? If you watched my review and you heard me complain about performance issues, that was my PS5, I think, because now it's gone. And it was a weird like stutter issue that was going like spreading to other games too. So I have no idea what that was, but it's not From Software's fault. Miyazaki, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I will never speak ill of you again. I will never tarnish your name again. Check out this spacing. Look at this. Yeah, spacing. It's all about spacing, folks. That's another fun thing about DS3, is that there's not so many like spammable weapon arts and spells. Like, these guys have 2 great swords, and so I don't want to get like caught in the blender there. But even there, you saw I made a little mistake and I got a little bit too aggressive, but it wasn't the end. It wasn't the end for me. It wasn't the end of my journey. And I was actually able to like get away from them. Whereas in a game like Elden Ring, that it would have been Jover. It would have been so Jover, it's not even funny. Like, you can't even make a single mistake in Elden Ring invasions when it's a 1v3, and when it's people who are their sole build, the thing that they have built their character around, is killing invaders or ending boss fights as quickly as possible. Because you run into a lot of those people, right? They look it up on YouTube. They're like, what's the strongest build? What's the strongest build that I can use? And then they just do that. But Dark Souls 3, people are a little bit more chill on here, right? We all know. We know the score. We know that we're hanging out here. We know the world has already ended. It's our time to go, and we're just having a blast with it. And so you still see people using I mean, like the armor set that this guy's using here, I forget what it's called, but you can buy it early on in the game. Has like super high poise, super high defenses. So it's a fun one, and you see a lot of co-opers using it, things like that. But I mean, this person here, right? They've got the Dark Hand, they've got Pyromancy. They're called Ronnie. I don't know why. That's not what Ronnie does. What are you talking about? But it's like a fun build. They're having fun with it. They're trying their best. They're having a good time. And you don't see as much of that in Elden Ring Invasions. There's not as much variety. So I appreciate Dark Souls 3 for that. And we're going to be back with Elden Ring. We're going to be like back on track with Invasions. And actually, I feel better about Elden Ring now. Sometimes you just need like a little bit of perspective, you know? You need to miss something in order to appreciate it. I think that's true.